10 months between fights. I mean, I got to imagine that wasn't your choice. I mean, this doesn't seem like something you would do.
Yeah, it's not. I like to be a little bit more active than that, but I got 2 fights done so quick in the beginning of the year, January, February. So, I wasn't stressing it. I was in a good spot, but I like to be active. So, get this one under, and then hopefully get something scheduled soon.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd want to be more active. But that said, like I said, 3-fight win streak right now. How are you feeling about kind of just where the point that your career is at this moment?
It feels right. We've been here before. When I first got into the UFC, I was on a 3-fight win streak, and I was ranked right away, and we did that. So I think I'm back in that same spot, but I'm better prepared this time. I feel a lot more comfortable in my skills. I'm more well-rounded. I've been working on a bunch. I've been adding in more time to Coach Oyama's over in California. Back home, American Top Team Portland. I added in my coach Dylan Fussell too. Just feeling a lot more confident this go-around.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you about your training situation. So you just kind of keeping a rotation? Is that kind of the plan for you?
Yeah, just bit. I like to put myself around people who are like-minded and who work just as hard. And my teammate Alex Perez is one of the hardest working guys that I've ever met. So I spend the time traveling and training either in California or we meet up over here in Vegas. But just the lifestyle. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm getting used to it. Traveling a lot, but I'm getting a lot of work in, and I'm growing. I'm growing fast.
Nice. So I think it's so interesting that you talked about, it's kind of like the position you were in before, but maybe you weren't as confident. Like, what was it? Was it just maybe like I don't know if I'm really supposed to be here, or what was the feel that it's different now from then?
No, I felt ready then as well, but I think it's just, experience is always good, and I have a lot more of it now.
No question. Rafael Sunsao, you talk about experience, a guy that's been around the game for a little bit, right? So what did you think when this was the matchup they presented for you?
This is actually the fight I called for after that Kelleher fight last February. So he ended up getting booked and then falling out. It ended up working out, so I'm happy. That's the fight I wanted. He's, he is a legend of our weight class. He's been around for a long time, has a lot of wins. But he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and I'm on a 3-fight winning streak, and I believe I belong in the rankings. I've had close fight with top 5 guy. I beat number 6. I've been around too. So this is my 22nd professional fight, so I'm ready.
Yeah, I was curious about that, right? Because Rafael Sensei, as you said, like a legend of the division, but he's had some losses. So I was curious if it was like, what appealed to you? Because normally, you like to fight the other guy that's on the win streak or whatever. Was it just his name value that made you say, like, that's why I want it?
Oh, no, I think it was just at that time, I always look at who has fights and who doesn't. And at that time, he didn't have a fight, and he was ranked. And I'm salty because I'm not ranked, so I'm trying to fight someone who is.
You think you touched on it, but I was going to ask you. This is such a stacked division, right? It's killers top, but a win here, you feel like your name definitely needs to be in those rankings.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's 12 right now. I think it'd be ridiculous if I'm not in the rankings after this one. But at the same time, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I already know I could compete with the best and beat the best in the division. So I'm just, the plans never change. Just keep working hard.
Yeah, and is the goal here to just get another win, keep the win streak going, or do you feel like you need to go kind of make some kind of statement so maybe people do give you, that respect?
Always just getting the win is very important, but I think what's been holding me back is I'm not getting the finishes that I believe I should be getting, and I think with a devastating finish this weekend, that's going to propel me a little bit more, and then I wouldn't have to be complaining about not being in the rankings maybe.
Nice. Last thing for me, the mullet game is growing strong in the UFC. There's a lot more people sporting it. Do you feel people are, they're taking your style, or do you respect to see that people are embracing maybe the culture that you're bringing?
No, I love it. I love to see all the mullets, but everyone knows who has the best mullet in the UFC, so. At the end of the day, I'm bringing back. I know the mullets have had a tough one the last few weeks, but I'm bringing a win back for the mullets.
Hey, Ricky, who are some other mullets that you like?
Well, early on, I think Mike Piles and Chiesas were like the mullets where I'm like, God dang! And then my coach. That I was working with back, when I started, Ian Loveland, he had a crazy mullet. So I think those were the inspirations.
And so, how do you deal with your cousin fighting one of your teammates? Right? Like, do you not watch the fight?
No, I was at the Apex. I watched it live. But man, that was tough. I had never felt like that. I mean, obviously, Vince Morales is my cousin. It's my family, and I feel close to Louis Smolka as well. I've been training with him at Hawaii Elite years ago, and then he moved to Oyama's, and I ended up moving to Oyama's to train too. So I know Louis very well, and yeah, that was a tough one. That was either way, you know, it was going to be tough, but yeah, I mean, it happens sometimes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious. If you win this obviously puts you on a bigger trajectory upwards at 135. I know the Sean O'Malley fight is being brought up to you a lot and kind of being in the discussion for that. Is that one you would want after this fight, or do you feel like beating a Sun Tzu kind of puts you on a different track towards the title?
I do feel like I'm on a different path, maybe, but he looked damn good last weekend, and maybe with Dana White's permission, because he said he's not ready to fight the most elite in the division yet. So, you know, I don't want to bully the kid into a fight, but maybe if he, you know, has Dana White sign a permission slip that he's ready to fight, then we can do it.
Yeah, do you think, you know, the name value and the hype he has around him, beating him is almost more valuable than beating, you know, maybe a higher ranked guy?
Yeah, in different ways for sure. I mean, that would definitely look really good, and especially with like you said, how much hype he has behind him. There's a lot of people supporting him, and he has a big following. So, you know, putting his ass on the canvas would look really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.